Joseph, the favourite son of Israel, had dreams when he was a young man, dreams that were very strange and also offensive to his family, dreams that they would all bow down to him one day. His brothers were not happy and they decided to get rid of him. First of all, they ripped off his precious coat that his father had given him that reminded them how much their father favoured him above them. Then they put him into a dry well and left him there. And then 9 of them sold him to some traders who were going to Egypt. And then the older brother Reuben came back to find out that his brother had gone. And they cooked up a plan. Let's see what that plan is. "What will I do now?" said Reuben. The brothers killed a young goat and they dipped Joseph's robe into the blood of the goat. Then they sent a servant back to the main farmhouse to their father with the beautiful robe and this message. "Look at what we found. Doesn't this robe belong to your son, Joseph?" Well, their father recognized it immediately. "Yes," he said, "it is my son's robe. A wild animal must have eaten him. Oh, Joseph has clearly been torn to pieces." Then Israel tore his clothes and dressed himself in sackcloth. And in those days, people would wear that horrible, scratchy sackcloth just to remind themselves how sad they were and to show everyone else how sad they were too. He mourned deeply for his son for a long time. His family all tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "I will go to my grave mourning for my son," he would say. And then he would just weep. Meanwhile, the Ishmaelite traders who had taken Joseph arrived in Egypt at the markets. And there they sold Joseph to Potiphar, who was an officer of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Potiphar was captain of the palace guard. Hi everybody. Well, today we heard about Joseph's brothers lying to their father about what happened. Why do you think they lied? What were they trying to get out of that? Have a think about that. Talk to your mum and dad about that. And next question is, why do you think lying is so bad? And lastly, what did lying do in this situation? And was anyone hurt by the lie? Was any other person hurt? So were there more than one person who was hurt by the lie? There's some things to think about. Now today we've got a lying game because it's hopefully will help you to pick when someone is telling a lie. And so the game is called, it's an old game, it's called Two Truths and One Lie. And the idea is you go around the circle and you take it in turns to say 2 things about yourself that are true and 1 thing that is a lie. It doesn't have to be in that order. It can be a lie and then 2 truths, or it can be 2 truths and a lie, or it can be a truth, a lie and a truth. And the idea is to be able to pick when someone else is lying to you. And there are some things that people do when they lie. See if you can figure out what they are. So for example, I might say to you that I am wearing a blue shirt underneath my jumper. I like blueberries and I have a blue toy car. Okay, so can you tell which one is the lie? Let's check this. Ta-da! Not blue. That was the lie. Sometimes you might want to say something that is 2 boring things. One of them is a lie, one of them is a lie, and then one thing that's amazing, which is actually true. So for example, you might say, I like Vegemite. I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night. I fell out of the car that was moving on the road when I was 3. So there we have 2 fairly boring things and then one amazing thing. And that can trick the people into thinking, well, that couldn't be true. But in fact, it was true. I did fall out of the car, a moving car, on a road when I was 3 in Sydney. And my mother was not very happy, as you imagine, by that. Neither was I. I was in hospital after that. And that explains not only the little lump on the back of my head, but a whole lot of things about my weird behaviour, right? Okay, so what was the lie? Well, I usually go to bed at 10:30, not 10. Or you might like to say 2 things that are amazing and true, and then one thing that is boring and then is a lie. All right, so you could say, I started to cry once when I ate a cheeseburger. I had hair past my shoulders when I was in high school, and I have soccer boots. Okay, so the one that's boring, I have soccer boots, sounds true. In fact, that's the lie. Because I did once start crying when I ate a cheeseburger because I had been sick and I hadn't eaten anything for about 4 days. Just had water. And I was so glad to have something to eat in my mouth. I just started crying. And I did have hair down to my shoulders when I was in high school. So you can have 2 amazing things and 1 boring thing. And the boring thing can be the lie. Anyway, try that game with your family and with your friends. 2 truths and 1 lie. Can you pick the lie when someone's trying to trick you? Have a go at that. I hope you have a great week. You know, God says to us, don't lie. Lying is not good. Lying hurts somebody. And it's good to be able to pick it when somebody is lying to you. See ya.